for a video gamer, I'm
Yeah,
old, I
it's
think.
okay. I am too. I am too. See, but what keeps me young is hanging out with the Zoomers. So like, I get able to keep up with the kids. So you know how it is. I flex it occasionally. I'm always like, my sister works with like kids, like, and so she's always telling me about how like, oh yeah, I was working with like 7 and 8 year old, and they made this. What does this mean? And I'm always like, man, I've been hearing that word since like 3 or 4 years ago. It's all the teenagers been saying that for ages. And it finally filters down to the elementary kids. So and then she always like rolls her eyes, and there we go. But yeah, okay. Appreciate your patience. Sorry,
Nice.
the other session ran over. I'm sure ours will as well. But what got you interested in coaching?
Oh, first of all, no worries. I've been like I'm kind of nervous about this, honestly. But what did it was I mean, so I think I also mentioned that I mean I hadn't played uh video games really almost really at all in a pretty long time for like
Yeah.
maybe like 10 years. I was focused on my career. And I learned how I learned about Overwatch, and then I learned of Overwatch, and then I learned about Overwatch kind of from this group of friends that I
Hmm.
have. And then it became pretty clear that they don't approach the game from a way that like I really consider to be very smart. And
Okay.
like they're a little bit toxic in some ways. And
Yeah.
so I started watching educational content. Even that's kind of hard to sift through. Um, and anyway, I just was like, and also, I started off. I was look, I'm not like a FPS player.
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm kind of old. Like I was awful, super awful. You know what I mean? I'm
Welcome to the
still like
club.
pretty bad by some people's measure. I'm sure I'm still pretty bad, but anyway, over just like osmosis and playing a lot over the past year, almost a year I've been playing. Like some things came together. My aim got a little bit better. My understanding of the game got a little better. I like went from being like a legitimate bronze player to like being a legitimate gold player. I don't know. But
Nice.
now I'm like,
Nice. Congrats.
now I'm kind of like, I don't know what to do next. I feel like I still make I mean, I know that I make a lot of mistakes. And like I said, I mean, I'm looking to, I don't know. I feel like, in my life, being coached, being guided, it just, it kind of like supercharges you making progress. Having
Yeah.
someone else look and say, "Hey, do this," or helping you to choose which things to focus on to be
Hmm.
like more efficient. You know what I mean? Is
Yeah,
kind
of
of like
course.
what I'm hoping for.
Of
Yeah.
course. Okay. Okay. Makes sense. So I would ask a little bit of your Overwatch background. You broke it down to me at least a little bit there, but like, what got you started playing? You said your friend group, and then you've been playing for like a year, and you're a DPS. No, you're not a DPS player. Support player. So I guess like, where are you at now in terms of like hero pool? Why are you with those heroes? What makes you enjoy those heroes? How is your path through bronze? Just give me like the background, the lore of like your progress over like the last year.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So the friend group is like I used to be in the army when I was like right after college. I was in the army for like 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and yeah, like that's when like Black Ops, like the original Black Ops, I believe,
Mm-hmm.
was like super popular. So anyway, and I played all the time with all my buddies in the army, and
That
then
game was really
we
fun.
yeah, and like we recently had like last year we had like a 15-year reunion of this
Sick.
event. Anyway, and I got reconnected with them, and they're like, "We're playing Overwatch, you should play." And I had a little bit of time, and I downloaded the game and started playing. Um, and that's how I got into it. You wanted to know my lore. Okay, so when I first started playing, I played tank. So I started Overwatch right before when it was still Overwatch 1, the end of Overwatch 1. So there was like two tanks. I played tank for like a week or two just because like I felt like I would die a little bit slower because they had more health.
Mm-hmm.
Um and um I don't know. I couldn't really, you'll see or you'll come to know maybe that like my awareness is really bad, and being in the front and not knowing what's happening behind me. I was just bad at it. I mean,
Yep.
I was bad at everything at the beginning. Um and also my aim was potato.
Hmm.
Um
Are you on
and
PC or console?
I'm PC.
Okay.
I'm PC, but like I had never played a PC shooter. Like I played
Right.
Black Ops 10 years, 12 years ago
Yeah.
on Xbox. You know what I mean? So I was
Yeah.
bad. I'm still. I mean, I'm sure. I'm still. I know I'm still bad. But anyway,
Sure.
uh, let's see. And then yeah, just kind of like I queued a lot with my friends at the beginning. They were like super keen to play with me all the time. Which I thought which was cool, you know, because it was also like a way to kind of like reconnect and catch up and all that. But like really, like I have like come to know like 100% like they had like alt accounts. They were like, and they're not even that. I mean, they're better players than I am. You know what I mean? But they're like not like they really liked to play with me because they could get into like super low bronze games and just stomp everyone and but I had no I mean like
Oh dear.
I didn't really know that at the time.
Mm.
And so anyway, and they played DPS, and they all want to play DPS. And so I kind of like just fell into the support role. I found that I liked it. um it gave me a little bit of a chance to kind of be, you know like you don't have to have as good of game sense when you can see most of the battlefield in front of you. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? So it was
Mhm.
like a little bit of a crutch for me.
Mhm.
Um, and that helped a lot. And I mean, I just like the way that I can impact. And now that I've gotten, I don't know, slightly better, whatever. Um, that I can kind of switch between healing, damaging, supporting the team, and kind of it's just I mean I don't know that's just the role that I kind of like I kind of got into it
Sure.
because I was even worse at the other roles, and now I really like it. I don't like I from time to
Sure.
time I'll play some DPS and I don't
Sure.
really even enjoy it. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So you went on the solo queue grind though to kind of
Yeah.
focus on yourself, and how has that been?
um I mean like a million times better. I went through like the whole gamut of, I mean, like I truly believed for a period of time that like I was always getting bad teammates. Like this craziness that like, it's not your fault type of
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Um, and like I realized after maybe kind of like banging my head against the wall for a while that like just wasn't true. Like people will explain it. I mean, you already know. I don't need to tell you, but it took me a little bit to understand it. Like I was playing with these friends who were better than me, and so they made the game like very easy. They're putting so much pressure on these other players who aren't that good. That I had lots of space and time to react, and then
Right.
I would play on my own, and I would get stomped, and I'd be like, "Oh, my teammates are bad," like
Mhm.
which is like logical to me, even though like not too long after that, I was like, "Okay, you're an idiot." This is all you can anyway. Um, so my aim got better. I realized that I can't just heal bot. Um, I started trying to make some plays. Um, and slowly but surely, pretty slowly, I kept climbing up. I was able to string some wins together. I would like bump into silver, bump into gold, and then lose like a ton of games and like be back down to bronze kind of.
Yep.
Um, I did that for a while, but then the last 2 seasons I've been like pretty solidly in gold, which is like to me like a pretty cool achievement. Um, and but now like within that, within gold, like I can't seem to I don't know, like I don't know if like gold 2 just seems like it's I'm playing the greatest players ever. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you're now at the
Um,
average level. At least from what we know of the percentage of players, you're no longer a bad player anymore.
hey, thanks, man. That means a
So,
lot
I
coming
mean,
from
it's
you.
just the statistics. That's how it is, and
Yeah.
that's not even a compliment. You're officially not bad. So, congratulations. Keep going. Sorry.
Oh, hey, no, I mean, I guess that's kind of where I'm at. Like
Sure.
I also went through some like as I learned, like as we do, or I don't know, maybe like I got like a little bit too full of myself. I started to think I
Uh,
kind of knew what was happening. I ended up having to like really sort of have like a come to Jesus moment with like not trying to tell people what to do,
yep.
because that doesn't actually, I mean, unless you can do it in a really like kind of like non-aggressive and positive way. And even you can do it in a non-aggressive positive way. Like people don't want to be told what to do, and it doesn't lead
Right.
anywhere besides like kind of like ruining the little bit of team chemistry that you might have in
Right.
solo queue. So I've mostly stopped doing that. I sometimes even like completely leave.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I do completely leave if there's any toxicity, or if I'm like just
Wise.
feeling myself being a bad, kind of like a bad mind space.
Yeah.
It's like because like you don't need it. Like very rarely does very much positive communication happen in like my rank. I
Right.
think.
You're not wrong.
Sometimes it's yeah, yeah. Sometimes it's just fun. You kind of make like a quick little friend. You win a good game or you have a good fight, and people are kind of just excited. That I enjoy that, but I
Yeah.
don't think it like actually helps me in any like real way. So
No.
so that took me a while to kind of go through that journey too, and stop doing that type of stuff and typing and telling people they're terrible and
Mm-hmm.
arguing. It's actually kind of embarrassing, but here I am.
That's good. I think everyone has had their moment with that. It's hard too, especially I find that people that have a team background, whether that's in the army or heavily in sports, are disproportionately more likely to use communication, and they're also the most frustrated people. When I my first foray into the game, I was the alpha shot caller, making plans, trying to type. I was a guy back in like early Overwatch, trying to get people to like typing in team chat in my silver games. Can everybody please join voice? And trying to like micromanage and shot call, and it's like as you've seen it can be more often be a negative thing than a positive thing, and also it can be a bit of a distraction. It can take some of the fun out of the game. It can be frustrating. It can bring the worst out of you. It's unfortunate. So I'm looking through your form here. I've never been coached before, properly coached, so my expectations are pretty fluid. I guess I'm hoping for the session to provide me a little bit of triage and that maybe you can identify 2 to 3 major issues. Yep. Sleep is definitely on the lower end, but once you hit your age, obviously, it's like it becomes less of a priority. You got more stuff to do. I'm noticing that in my own self. I'm an old guy like you, so it's like it's harder to get that amount of sleep. Feels like there's not enough time in the day. Okay. Hero pool on a BAP, then a little Brig Lucio. Okay. So what appeals to you about those heroes?
Man, uh, I really, really love Ana, even though my win rate will say I'm better at Baptiste.
Uh-huh.
I like. I found that I really like hit scan. Projectiles just like don't compute with me. I cannot. I mean, maybe I'm sure if I practice, but I haven't. I just
Sure.
almost only play hit scan. Um, and I know Anna's unscoped is projectile, but she has hit scan mechanics, and so does Baptiste. I've pretty much gotten away completely from playing Lucio. I play Brig, and then well, this is going to contradict what I just said, but I have like played some Zen now,
Okay. Okay.
and found that he's like, not a whole lot, but I have a really high win rate on him. Like sometimes when I'll go to him and it just like melts the other team, so it's kind of cool. Um, but
Okay.
I like. I don't know. I was just kind of drawn to them, and I can't play Mercy. I don't understand her movement. Um, I cannot hit Kiriko kunai to save my life, man. Jeez, I
Yeah.
can't do it.
She's tricky.
And so I just really think Anna. I mean, yeah. They've been really good for me, and I can play them like basically whenever. You know what I
Okay,
mean?
perfect. Yeah, I mean those are really fun heroes. I'm on a Zen fan. I think BAP is really fun too. Lots of shooting, lots of dynamics, lots of aggression and offensive pressure, along with the healing as well. So there's a lot of dynamics with that. Okay, so then short-term goals: short-term, improve awareness of threats / opportunities on the edges. Stop tunnel vision. Long-term, learn how to track ultimates and maybe even communicate them to the team. Well, I think tracking ultimates is a worthwhile goal, but communicating it to your team, good luck.
Yeah.
That being said, you can still get a lot of value out of just tracking them yourself and making decisions with how you position and play around them. So maybe we'll talk about that a little bit later. So
Cool.
training time right now, where are you at on the average day, average week of play time?
Oh man. Lately the past few months, I've been the past few years, I've been running a like a brokerage business, but I'm like in the process of the handover. Like really on July 1st, we sold it. We are selling it.
Nice.
And so like I've been playing a ton, like probably like 3 hours a day,
Mm-hmm.
almost on average.
Mm-hmm.
Um, just because like the new owners are slowly but surely stepping in and doing like most of my work. And plus, what we do is we sell. Well, it doesn't matter. We sell school food, so the school year is like winding up, and all the contracts are
Makes
going to
sense.
be renewed. But that's not going to be my that's I'm not going to have a part in that. So
Right.
I mean, I'm really my work responsibilities are like way low compared to
Okay.
what it had been in the past few years. So I've been playing a
Okay.
lot.
Okay. So
Yeah,
three hours
that
a day
probably
is
won't continue after this, but
okay. Okay.
maybe for
Makes
the
sense.
summer.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
3 hours a day is more than enough then to you. And even honestly, an hour and a half or 2 hours would be plenty to get you to platinum if we were to give like an arbitrary rank goal for you.
Yeah.
And then I assume, is that just spent in competitive mode, or is there anything else that you play during those hours?
I only play competitive really. A little bit of quick play here and there. I don't even really warm up, which I think I probably should start doing that.
You should. You should. 5 minutes. Five
Yeah.
minutes. Are you familiar with the workshop mode in Overwatch?
Yeah, I use Vacta.
Yep.
Um,
Yep.
I also actually purchased a aim trainer game, but I never even use it. It's like
Good. Don't.
I can't think of the name of it now.
You've put too many hours into Overwatch for it to be of any use. It's only good if you were just initially transitioning to PC, but you've spent enough time to where it's not going to do anything. It's not going to be worth your time. So I would spend 5 minutes in Vaxta, then just playing competitive. That's all you need to worry about.
Right on.
If you need still feel cold, deathmatch, 10 minutes of Vaxta, but yeah, you're more than good enough. Okay. What do you feel is holding you back from improving? And this is the big one. All of the above. Ha. But I think mostly my understanding and overall game sense, as in the ability to process and make decisions in a super hectic and fast-paced game. Do you want to elaborate on any of that?
I mean, so I get I feel I'm like a little bit on the spectrum, and I get like sometimes I just get really focused on whatever this one thing is that I thought I should do, and die to a diva bomb. It's like or like I, that some enemy is out of position and I'm gonna kill them, and then like my soldier died, and it's like I could have saved them I should have easily. Um, so yeah, I guess I just get really kind of tunnel vision. I know that I do. I mean, I've just recently started watching my own replays, and that's when I'm like, oh my god, what were you doing, man? And it just and then I'll go into a real match and be like, okay, like you need to pay attention, and pretty soon
Right.
like it's halftime and I'm like, you were just on autopilot, you know what I mean?
Right. Right.
And maybe partially that's just a little bit like the way that I'm wired, but I want to try to stop that.
Sure. Well, we can work at it in two ways. You can set up your environment in a better, more positive way. Like you can make sure, like whenever you're frustrated or tilted, you're going to be more tunneled, right? Just psychologically, right? Whenever you're not getting enough sleep or you're tired, or stressed, you're going to be a little bit more tunneled and a little bit less focused. Whenever you've been playing for a long period of time, you're slowly going to get more tunneled and less aware. But that's the more environmental, psychological things here. The other way to look at it is building habits that help you to build more awareness just because it's a habit. For example, if you are, let's say, frustrated when you drive, you're going to be tunneled, right? Which is what makes it more dangerous. However, I would rather have somebody who's a little bit frustrated driving, who has experience driving, than somebody who's very alert and aware, but who's 15 years old behind the wheel, right? Because that person doesn't have the habits of checking side view mirrors, rear view mirrors, being aware of, the periphery and things like that. See, it's not, the 15-year-old is less aware than the adult. Actually, it's the other way around. But the older, more experienced person has better awareness habits. Do you kind of see what I'm saying? There's a difference between awareness and awareness habits. Awareness habits are, I know before the fight starts to turn around, or before the fight starts, I'm looking for my threats, or I'm aware of ults, right? The enemy ults that they have. Awareness threats are things that you can practice even if you're tunneled or distracted or frustrated. You might forget them more often, but they're kind of like autopilot. You do them without even thinking, right? General awareness, people will go, oh, I need to work on my awareness. Well, get more sleep, right? Don't be tilted, right? And then that's once you check those boxes off the list, or like nutrition or whatever else, there's really not a lot you can do about it. So what most people need to do is once you check those boxes off the list, then you actually need to be building better habits rather than trying to quote unquote build more magical awareness. The reason why pros have great awareness is because they have so many things that they do in terms of like checking their periphery, checking their flanks, checking the reload, checking the status of their cooldowns that they do automatically. I worked with an eye tracking professional who works with esport teams about a year ago. And the eye tracker was a really insightful thing that we used for a little bit for coaching London. And one of the cool things about it is it showed those awareness habits that you wouldn't even think about. Like watching pro players, they're always aware of what's on their left and what's on their right? They're never like only focused on what's in front of them. And they're always like, whenever there was downtime, checking the status of their cooldowns, bottom right. Like you'd see their eyes flick to the bottom right, on the video, right? And that's something that a lot of low rank, mid rank players don't have those habits built in yet. And you can get those habits by just playing the game a lot, but you can get them faster by actually recognizing them, isolating them, and then practicing them, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, no, I mean 100%. That's like I mean, I feel like I have learned, it took me forever to realize that, like after a fight you can press tab and see if they switched
right
to like Hanzo.
That's another example right there of an awareness habit, right? Oh, I didn't know they were on Hanzo, I need to work on my awareness. No, you need to work on pressing tab. Right. So like, have these, like I said, it's ironic where a lot of the older players oftentimes are more aware than the younger players because they have more experience building those awareness habits, and so on. Okay, let's do you have any questions? Is there anything else you want to go over?
I think that's another thing, I don't know if I put it in the questionnaire before, but that maybe you can kind of look out for in the replays. I often get in this situation where I'm like, okay, I want to have a better position.
Yep.
I want to rotate, and then sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. And it's maybe, I mean, I want to touch on that decision making process. Like if I rotate right now, like these 2 seconds I'm walking up the stairs, like, can I leave? Like my tank's gonna die, or I'm afraid he's gonna die, so I don't rotate, and then I die to a shatter. So because I'm on the ground, or like the vice versa. I do it, but like while I'm running up the stairs, someone died. Yeah. Like trying to figure out the sweet spot there for that, I guess.
Sure. Well, that's another good awareness habit, is like the fight ends, where do I need to be? What do I need to be doing? And like using that time as quickly and efficiently as you can so that you don't end up in those scenarios. But yeah, we can take a look at it. Okay, do you have this code here? Okay, so let's use this code. I'll start streaming it in just a second. And I'm recording this as well, so I will send this recording to you probably by tomorrow morning. If you don't hear from me by tomorrow morning, just holler.
Okay, sweet.
Because it takes me a while to upload everything, sadly, and then I got to stream, and yeah, okay.
For sure.
Which one are you? Look at your here.
I am Cadavra.
Cadavra, cool. Is this mostly Ana? By the way, nice Ana skin.
Thank you. So I play. So this is we end up losing this. It goes into overtime. The overtime fights are probably completely worthless to watch, but we both only have 1 minute, and we both push the card like 2 inches. So
okay.
I play Ana this entire push, and then I play Baptiste I think the entire defense.
Perfect. All right. Well, how much would you want? Do you want to look at a little bit of both? I assume.
Yeah, probably a little bit of. I really enjoy Ana more. And I'm a little bit, I think I must be a little bit worse at her because my win rate is, I'm like 48% on Ana and like 54% on Bap.
He's a little harder.
Yeah. So if we have time, a little bit of both would be great, but,
sure, we will.
My number one priority, I guess, would be Ana.
Good choice. But we will have time. Okay, so What are your priorities as Ana? What are you trying to accomplish with the hero?
You know, I'm trying to put pressure on them by hitting offensive nades. That's like my, I don't know, my one of the things I'm focusing on right now.
Yes, absolutely.
You know, I want to stay alive. I want to
Sure.
position well because I don't have good mobility. And you know, just kind of like enable. Hopefully, one. I've learned that, you know, like hitting a couple darts into a DPS who's like engaged, you know, is just like super OP at this rank at least.
Oh, it's always OP.
Yeah, and yeah, I mean, I guess, you know, just enable my teammates as much as I can.
Okay.
And myself. Yeah.
Let's take a look then.
Terrible sleep dart.
I wouldn't predict sleep darts versus Reinhardt's. That was something that got popular and advice like back in Overwatch 1 way back in the day, but it's just crappy advice. It's better to just sit on the sleep dart, and then if he ever decides to push you, you can sleep him. Or look for a sleep dart elsewhere. Even if you don't use the sleep dart's like your get out of jail free card if he ever decides to push you. So then that if the Reinhardt can't push you because he's scared of sleep dart, then that makes the Reinhardt less useful. You see what I'm saying? So you don't have to use it if you don't try and predict it.
Sure. I think in this current match though, like I do save it a lot. Like if there's like a Tracer or a Sombra,
sure,
Genji or something. But there's, you know, when there's not, I'm a little bit more liberal, which is kind of throwing them out there.
Yeah, I don't mind you looking for opportunities to use it. Just don't use it in really, really, really low percentage crappy like for example, throwing in the shield there.
Sure.
Good try with a nade. Obviously, kind of get screwed over by your own wall, but that's okay.
My own May, yeah.
Now, this is one that happens when we talk about offensive pressure with nades. It's not just nades, right? So I look at this right here, and you tell me what the mistake is right here. Two mistakes, actually.
Oh, man. Well, so May doesn't really need to be healed.
That's the mistake number one, right? What's mistake number two? Should you be scoped in?
No, it's ruining my field of view and slowing me down.
Right. This May is too close for you to be scoped in. So like you said, the first thing that you said was actually the most important one. It's ruining your visibility. So you're dead on. Okay. So what should you be doing instead? Well, here you go. You see?
Yeah.
Hit a shot on the Bap. Hit a shot in the jump. Even a shot on the Ryan or the Torb turret behind, or significantly more value. And more help indirectly to your Mei. That's the irony. Your Mei would prefer you to do this than to help her. Pretty good, right? High percentage. Yeah. He's pushing.
Happier with that one.
Yeah, he's there's actually a reason for him to swing, right? And that's why you sit on the sleep dart until he actually pushes, because now what are his chances of shielding? Not very high. Look at your Mei, right? He's gonna want to swing.
He's definitely trying to kill.
He's gonna want to swing. So then, therefore, you're gonna land the sleep dart. Good heals. Still a little bit too much scoping, especially after that Mei's back to full. I need you to unscope and look for offensive opportunities. Again, there, right? That wasted heal, still scoped. Get out of here.
Right.
Also, lazy nade. Lazy nade, right? Your mechanics are better than that. We've seen some really nice, precise nades from you, even on the first rollout, right? Where you try to hit him on the bank up here, you know? This is garbage, right?
Good. That's what I need to hear.
Well, it's garbage because you have proven that you are capable of better.
Right.
Right. Okay. Stop healing. Walk forward. Take an angle. Hit a shot. Get a nade. A little bit lazy, right? Watch this. You see?
Oh, God. Yeah.
See this lane? And this is a priority for you, right? Remember, this is the first thing I asked you, what is on to be looking for? You even had the answer all prepared, right? Look for pressure with offensive nades. Wow, we're straight from the textbook itself, right? But then when push comes to shove, it's not enough of a priority for you. It's not enough of a priority. It should be so much of a priority that you're willing to adjust your positioning accordingly. You see, in the pros, nade is everything, right? Nade is so much. So they will adjust their positioning to set up nades. They will pick a position because it's easier to hit nades, right? So if you're not willing to move from here to here, which is really not that much more risky, or even if you want to do it from cover, right? Do it from here, right? Same thing. But priority has to be on the grenade. Same thing with the sleep dart there. So now what does that mean for the Reinhardt in May?
He can swing on her for free.
And so now you have to heal bot instead of doing what?
Instead of exerting any pressure at all.
Right. Because what would happen is you would sleep the Rein, you'd then start shooting the Rein, and then the Reinhardt would start shielding. And you wouldn't, and he would be the one almost dying rather than the other way around.
Right.
Good balance of heals and damage though there. That was good. You got a couple of shots there. Disastrous nade. That one feels a little bit more unlucky than anything, so I'll cut you some slack on that one.
Yeah, these nades are bad.
Still, do you see your scope? Why are you scoped?
I don't know. I scope too much.
I think these are so what we're doing is we're noticing a lot of bad habits with you. You have good intentions with what you do, but the habits themselves are not good enough. You could nano your Winston if you wanted to here. Still scoped in too much. He's gonna shatter. He's gonna shatter. No, he didn't shatter. Okay. I expected less from him, to be honest with you. He was more disciplined than I thought he would be. Okay. Now.
And also, I was in a bad spot for a gold game. You're right. It's like really lucky I didn't get shattered, even though it would have been a bad play by him.
Right. What's wrong with your positioning here?
And I can't do anything.
Yeah, and this is exactly the situation that you were asking about earlier. Do I want to just walk forward into a crappy position to help, or do I try and take a good off angle? No, it's too late. Your time to do this was now. You know where the fight's going to happen, right? You know where it's going to happen. So where should you be? Give me. You know what? Give me two options at least. Where could you be?
Okay, I could go around the back to the left.
Yes.
Up into this high ground and be in the hallway kind of thing.
Yeah, or, very aggressive. High risk, high reward.
Yep.
Love it. Where else?
Or I could go over into like behind the fountain and like into these side rooms.
Yeah.
Or maybe even just use the fountain as cover.
Yeah, low risk, low reward. Also love it. So which one do you want to do right now? Which one are you thinking? Because either one works for me.
I want to go left. I think in fact that's what I'm going. I can't remember if this is the one. I think that's what I do.
Okay.
Even though it's way too late. But yeah.
Sure.
So let's do that.
Little tip, by the way. You can do the little hoppity hop, I believe, here on the barrel, and then like that. So if you don't have to go all the way around left to get onto this thing here.
But I apparently wanted to waste even more time. So
that's okay. Time is money, and you got billions.
I guess so.
Well, the good news is that the fight's over by the time you get here.
Yeah,
unfortunate nade.
Did great.
Unfortunate sleep. The sleep, by the way. So, what would you describe are the problems of these nades or sleeps? Should you nade the Reinhardt here?
Well, can you play it like half a second forward? He's too full health, isn't he? It's like not really gonna do anything there. Right, he's not in that much danger. Yeah, no.
I think if you were to be nitpicky with it, then you could say that. But I don't think it's that big of a deal. Choose your battles. Was the nade on Reinhardt okay? Could it have worked? Could it have gotten him low and probably killed him? Probably, right? Yeah. It's fine. He wouldn't receive any healing.
He's in a bad spot where he can be
sure.
Really shield
if there was something other than nade than Reinhardt, I would say yes, but there isn't anything at the nade other than Reinhardt outside of the Life Weaver in the far in the sky, which might be hard to nade. So sure, nade the Reinhardt. So what's the problem then?
I see it and I just hit E.
Yeah,
without
and you missed it.
Kind of making sure that it's going to get value.
Is the sleep on Ryan relatively high percentage? Is he engaging? Is he pushing?
I feel like right here I should be able to hit it.
Yes, but you just miss.
Yeah.
So what's the problem here? The reason why I'm bringing this up is sometimes we saw with your nades and sleeps there was no reason for you to use it like such, or you didn't take a good angle, or he shield. No, right now this is fine times to both nade and a fine time to sleep dart. So what's the mistake here?
I mean, I just rushed it.
You rushed it. Your mechanics are not that bad, right? Your mechanics are fine from what we've seen. So chill, relax,
Yeah.
hit your shots.
Definitely. Yeah, I think I was. I mean, like this. Yeah, I was definitely kind of like pressing or tired. You know what I mean? No, you're definitely right about that. I mean, if you could probably tell that anyway without me telling you.
Now, there's one other habit that we're seeing here. Do you see it?
Scoping in for no reason.
Point blank range. No peripheral awareness, which is important because this Life Weaver and this Pharah are both very killable. If this Pharah starts to shoot you, you will not be able to react in time before you die.
Yeah, I think
and also, the travel time of your darts is slower when you're scoped. Slightly slower. So when somebody's at point blank range, it's actually more important that you don't scope because the darts will travel. You'll fire faster. Now, at long ranges, you want to scope because the travel time of the projectile and the accuracy needed is important with the scope, right?
Right.
But in close range, you said you're a little bit uncomfortable with projectiles. Well, that's about to change.
Yeah.
What is that basketball joke? Get ready to learn Chinese, buddy. You know, get ready to learn how to use projectiles. Okay, good try with the nade. Yeah, dude. Okay, you know what? I love this. You just demonstrated a really, really important concept called trigger discipline. You ever heard me talk about that before?
I think briefly.
Don't mash the mouse one button. Because look at this, you're like mash, 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 and you're like, wait. And you can see the Zen moment enter your brain right here. You're like, stop. you stop, bang, right? You kind of like recentered yourself and you hit the shot. That's awesome. Good job.
Thanks.
That's really important to do because things like that are going to help you with your mechanics so much. Like it kind of forces you here. Now the irony is that Zen moment quickly evaporates as soon as you drop.
Completely evaporates.
Shriek, ah! You know, like, ah, no, you know. It's okay. It's okay. Nice. Pretty high percentage that he was going to swing a little there. Now, where should you be right now?
Oh, I think I should go around to the right, so I can get this angle and be behind the wall, and then go up along the high ground forward again.
Yeah. Watch this. Another potential opportunity as well. You see this? Riskier, but you see this Rhine's back? My Ana instincts are kicking and I want to press shift. You know, I'm gonna press the shift, put this guy out, chuck a nade, then play Kovacs or the aim training, right? Basically, just nail these guys, right? All right, let's see what we got. Nice. That's good. Good. No comment.
Oh, this is. Yeah, this is ridiculous. We had like 3-on-1. It takes us forever to kill this guy.
Again, take the sleep dart, right? Why the rush?
Right.
Nice shots. Oh, I jinxed you. Good nade. You could nano her. Oh, never mind. That would have been disastrous if you nano her and she gets life gripped. That would have been unfortunate. All right. Unfortunate. It's okay. Okay. Take an angle. Let's go. Get some shots. Get that Pharah. Heal this guy and then get that Pharah. Don't let her sit right there. You're right now. You are not. Okay, I'm trying to think of a good analogy here. You are not being part of the solution. You're playing damage control, literally. Right? Why are you stuck in this choke? Why is your Life Weaver taking damage? Why is your Winston stuck in this choke?
Because Pharah is on this.
Because Pharah's freaking just doing whatever she wants, right? Shoot her once, shoot her twice, and get out. And then you don't have to worry about healing anymore. So you're playing this never-ending game of catch-up when you have these opportunities where you can stop, invest some time into fixing the problem, but you're like, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to keep healing people instead. Well, that's not going to work.
I think I finally have enough.
You finally snapped.
I kill her at some point.
It felt like it took somebody to ping for like and you're like, oh, I don't want to like, you know, I'm gonna miss my shots, right? But like she stays here so long that she eventually whittles down your life weaver, and then obviously your Winston doesn't end up doing anything, and like you can't do anything. This is a disaster.
For sure. It's not even. I'm not afraid that I can't. I mean, I will not to push back.
No,
like,
of
but
course.
it's not so
I mean,
much
you know
that
you're better than I
that
do.
I'm afraid I can't hit my shots. Like I actually think that I'm like overconfident that I'm gonna hit shots and then I miss them.
Good. That's okay.
But it's more like yeah, I guess I'm just like afraid of letting people die.
Yeah.
Even though I know from you and even from like a little bit from recently watching more awkward and Karku, like, you know, yeah, shooting that far out is like better than healing.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like,
yep.
It's relieving more pressure than healing.
So
relieves, you know?
You have the famous knowledge and skill gap where you know more than you can do. So you need to, like we said with your awareness habits, you have knowledge, but you don't have habits. You don't have knowledge gameplay habits. So we need to isolate those and practice those a little bit more specifically. Now, I know we talked about it a lot, but at the end of the session, like you said, we'll have that triage where you can prioritize which of those habits you need to work on sooner rather than later. And I think we already have starting to have a pretty good idea of what those are going to be. Good try. Good try. Keep shooting. Because the thing is, if she's shooting you, she's not shooting your team. And if she's not shooting your team, the chances of your monster just freaking dying are a lot lower. She might freaking die. But do you see how, like, you feel like that guy should have died, but he didn't die? Why? Well, because guess what? Far's in spawn room. So only 4 people of the enemy team we're smashing them, right? So there you go. Unfortunate, Nano. Intentions were fine. Unfortunate sleep dart. I'm surprised they didn't hit. I honestly feel like you just missed by like a pixel in terms of like the timing. Not pixel, but a millisecond. Good try with an 8. You panic and you missed it. Good shots. That's going to force Wraith. That's going to be the prevention that we need. It's a good life grip from your Weaver. Take an angle and shoot. Take an angle and shoot. Where should you be? Well, after you deal with this Reaper.
After I want to go to the left this time because like the card is forward and the fight is happening.
Or you could go back to the right that you said earlier, right? High risk, high reward, low risk, low reward. There are going to be many times in Overwatch where there isn't a good position. There are several good positions. Most of the time in Overwatch, it's going to be the case. You want cover and you want a sightline. If you want to play a safer sightline or a more aggressive sightline, it doesn't matter to me. Just pick it a sightline because you could do offensive pressure from both. Nicely done. Do you see how, like, as soon as I get, it's weird. Like, it's weird how psychology, like, almost translates itself through the screen. Because I watched this here, and I just somehow knew that you're going to hit that sleep dart.
Yeah.
It just felt like you were just so calm about it. Like, it was inevitable.
Because he wasn't shooting at me.
That's probably probably true, yeah.
Which I know that shouldn't maybe matter, but...
I mean, it of course it matters, right? That's pressure is scary, right? But... It's something that you kind of have to learn to deal with. Like when you're under pressure, are you able to maintain that level of focus?
So I know he's gonna shatter. I still get shattered, but I get the dart.
That's
off.
okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. I think that's because. Did you know because he was hacked? I assume.
No, I just know. I mean, why is he up there? Like, it's just so obvious.
Yeah.
I'm gonna jump down and shatter.
Yeah. Okay.
He's like peeking over the edge. Yeah. Anyway.
Nice. Careful with the cover usage there. Now, you are in the Dorado Second Classic, where it is extremely uncomfortable to position where you're at, right? So you're going to need to position where?
Oh boy. I mean, I might be able to sneak along the wall behind the car. That's kind of like straightforward for me. Yeah, this car.
Oh yeah, or here. Yeah.
I would love to be over there. I could go through the room, but I think I'm afraid to do. Oh no, I meant the other room to get kind of to that same spot, but in
too long.
Cover,
Yeah. Very, very, very scary. Don't be here. Oh, look at you go. I will say, if you are going to play here, right? Low risk, low reward, I would say. A little bit of distance. And then if you get the opportunity, high risk, high reward. I don't even think this is really technically high risk, actually. It's more of the rotation that's a little bit scary. But yeah.
Right, yeah. That's what I meant. Is that just getting there? If I can sneak on that wall,
right.
great, but
Stop scoping. Thank you. Okay, let's give me 1 second. I'm letting the next session know we're running a little over. Okay.
This is over pretty soon. I think this is like
there's no rush. We're fine. Even here, here's your habit. Here's your habit.
Yeah.
Not that shot.
This leap.
This shot. Right?
Oh.
You see this? Why are you scoped?
So I don't miss. Yeah.
Yeah. It's okay. Get to the point where you have confidence with your unscoped shots as well. Where should you be? Give me some options.
Not where I'm at because I'm like just primed to get picked off where I'm at. Probably in the room, just to my left, or maybe if I can push all the way forward and get into the cover that's like kind of over by McCree and Ramacha.
And then if we're able to get the card up, maybe you can go, if you're able to later, maybe look for high ground, right?
Yeah.
There's so many options here. It's like going to like a 5-star restaurant and ordering a hamburger, you know? Although that's definitely something that I would do.
I want to nano him, but I couldn't.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. He overextended. Somebody had to push cart. It happens. I think if you'd had time to push forward and help him, you would have tried to. Maybe with our positioning adjustment earlier, if you're able to get up to here quickly, the higher sky reward, that would have helped. But it's okay.
He might have died anyway. He was like really.
He might have died anyway. Yes.
Yeah.
You might die anyway. Oh dear. Maybe. A little early because he's still reaching, right? The enemy team is too far away, but he ends up quite catching the Ana, so it's okay. You want to nano people who are engaged as much as you possibly can, not people who will be engaging, if that makes sense.
Right. Yeah,
okay.
To just make a more efficient use of it. Like
sure. Easier said than done, though.
2 seconds of the nano that he couldn't do.
Right, exactly. So, Ana, what are you seeing? What are the skills that you need to practice if we were to triage it into, coincidentally, 3 things?
Okay, let's say. I mean, I have to make better use of the super powerful cooldowns that I have. Like I've got to take another half a second and just make sure that they're more accurate. I need to like rotate or reposition like more decisively. Like I need to do it instead of like I don't know, thinking about it until it's too late, until like I've made no decision.
When?
You know?
When do you want to do it optimally?
I mean, well, between fights, I guess,
yes,
or
that's it.
Yeah, okay.
Right. I mean, to me, that's like obviously there's going to be mid-fight rotations that are necessary, but it is most important that you take the time that is freely given and utilize it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then the third one, remember your scope.
Yeah, like stop scoping so much.
Use of point.
I mean,
blank scope. Scope is a tool. Don't abuse the tool. Right now, you are hammering a nail with a screwdriver.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense to use it in that regard. Okay, those are by far your 3 biggest habits that need to be worked at. Work at them in isolation, one at a time. We'll talk a little bit more about how to do that after this BAP review. Any questions?
No, I think we're good.
Let's see what we can see with BAP.
Okay.
So BAP, pretty simple, right? You heal, you damage. You heal, you damage. You do as much as both as you possibly can. Right now, shooting Pharah is going to be more use to your team than shooting your team. Now, shooting your tank is going to be more important than shooting the Pharah, because obviously the Pharah is out.
Yep. I shouldn't have done this. He's like fine back there. Like what's going.
I honestly don't think this is a problem. You go back to help him, and then your Sigma, who is on high ground, decides that now is a good time to just kind of like jump into the middle of the enemy team. So to be honest with you, it's fine. Your Sigma's trolling the lobby. I have no idea what he was doing.
now I'm just like.
You're good. You're fine.
Scrambling.
Get down. Run, 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 run.
Yeah.
Unfortunate. That's okay.
Skip this next 2 seconds.
Oh no 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 no! This is the highlight reel. I like this. Make a play. No wait, never mind.
Yeah.
Wait, I want. Can you even? I think you can.
You
get
can't.
up there.
You can't get up there. It was just. I was like, man, that Pharah was up there bothering me last round. I'm gonna go up there, and like, you can't even get.
That's
up
okay.
there.
I didn't even know that. You're good. So this is where. Okay, I'm trying to think of a good analogy here. Okay, if you were like 5 years old again, and you're at the top of a dirt road going down at like a 40%, not a 40%, let's say like a 15-20% grade, right? And you have a bike without any brakes, and you just go down. You're cooked. Like you're going to be scraped up to high heaven, right? It is way too fast for you to be pushing up there. You need to chill out. Maybe you can get there when you're like 8 or 9, you know? Baptiste, his weapon is a little bit like that for some people. I want you to, we're going to enjoy this at 0.25 speed and enjoy just how bad this looks. You ready? Just enjoy. Keep enjoying it.
Stay near the immortality field.
Yeah.
Good lord.
Yeah, about as ugly as I am. So, not pretty. So, going back to our analogy here, how do you improve your biking skills as a 5-year-old?
I mean, you first of all, ride around on flat ground.
So then what's the equivalent of doing that with the Baptiste weapon play? Because the weapon play, being able to weave your heal and damage and do it so very quickly, is what separates the elite Baptiste from the bad Baptiste, and it is something that you're going to need to practice. So how do you practice it?
I mean, I guess I just intentionally, work on the weaving in games. There may be a workshop code where that is something to do, but I guess I could just do it a lot of.
Remember the analogy. The part of the problem was the grade. It was the speed, right? That was the problem. So then using that, how do you fix this?
Oh, I mean, yeah, I mean, obviously, I mean, I just need to line up the shots, like hit the healing nades and hit the shoot the weapon, right?
Yeah. Slow it down. Just because you can go fast doesn't mean that you should. You should be trying to push your limits, but not to that level. This is what your Baptiste weapon play should look like if you're playing it optimally.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? It's not going to look like that. I mean, I can't even do that at all. So this is what it's going to look like for a while. You see me?
Yeah, right.
That's what I want it to look like. It's still hard. It's still going to require a lot of focus, right? But that's more reasonable with the amount of like the output that you're going to get. Right now, you're throwing yourself under a 500-kilo bench press and breaking your rib cage, and you don't learn anything from that. Now, could you improve doing what you're doing right now? Yes, but at a very slow rate. Very slow rate. It's just too much, right?
Yeah.
So
I think that's what I've been doing. I think that was lucky, honestly, right there. But
I mean, it's a good shot. We never credit to luck what we can credit to just good old-fashioned skill.
Hey, there we go.
Just chill. The main thing with the gunplay, as ironic as it sounds, is to not play fast. Play slow. Bruce Lee, slow is smooth, smooth is fast.
Smooth is fast.
So just relax. You will get faster. As long as you're not getting lazy with it, which I don't think you would be, there's no reason to rush it. Take your time.
Sure.
Too much healing?
Yeah.
At least on the ball. I think he missed an opportunity to shoot a little bit on the Zarya there. So you're hitting your shots when you're focusing on hitting your shots, right? It's totally fine.
Yeah, I can only do one thing at a time. That's
Right.
the problem. This game like demands that you do many things. Like,
Yeah. So the way to do it is to not demand that of yourself. So you just be like, I'm not going to be able to do it. That's okay. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let's go.
I don't know what I'm doing up here.
You're fine here. You're fine here. If you're not here, then your Bash might have to drop off of high ground, which means that he might get run over, or frozen by Blizzard, or coalesced, or grabbed, or hacked, or EMP'd. Right?
Sure.
You're fine. You're fine. You're moving a little bit awkwardly. I feel like you could do your healing on this Bastion and still be peeking for damage at the same time. Sometimes you tuck in here, and that's not necessary. You can heal your feet, right? And the Bastion will hit it. So, how do you use window? How should you use window?
Oh, I mean, I usually will try. I mean, in this comp, like I might try to get it where the Bastion can use it too, but I generally will pop it. Like if there's someone out of position that I can just melt quickly, like just for myself.
Good.
I mean, I don't like go out of my way to only do it for myself, but I don't usually spend a lot of time trying to like get a really like let's get 10,000 damage through this window.
Excellent. Good stuff. Don't back up. Stay there. Go peek. Do some damage. Yes, damage. Not enough urgency with the damage, right? The weapon play, too much urgency, too much panic. Right now, too much time where you have done nothing for the last 5-6 seconds, right? After that Maywall, you just kind of like bumbled around, right? Find something to shoot.
Yeah.
There you go. You can even push forward here, right? As soon as that Maywall breaks, walk forward. You could just walk forward here and then just blam, pop your ult right here, light him up, right?
Right.
Let's go. Get it. Use your ult. Do it now. I think in general you're waiting a little bit too long for you to peek and do damage, and you're also waiting too long to use your ultimate. This fight should have been won ages ago. Even if your ultimate doesn't directly get kills, it will cause chaos that will then allow other people to get kills. Nice. If you guys are on the low ground, that EMP gets follow-up, and you guys die. Because you're on high ground, it doesn't. So you don't die. There you go. Alright, I want to see this ult. One of these days. Once they walk out of that choke, I want to see that ult.
I think I'm gonna disappoint you. I think I saved this like way too long.
There's
I already have saved it too long.
There's no disappointment, don't worry. You've done many things better already. In fact, you've done a really nice job controlling high ground. Your ability usage hasn't been too bad. The only reason that your Bastion dies is because he takes the plunge. Watch. Bonk. Falls off.
Yeah, why?
He peeks a little bit early and gets boofed off by the D.Va. That's okay. Get back up here and use your ult. Don't stay on the floor. That's okay. I would have preferred it on the high ground, but I'm glad to see you use it. This fight's winnable. Use it. Love to see it. Kill's a kill, right?
Yeah.
Love to see it. Nice.
Appreciate your standings complete steal for me. That was nice.
I mean, listen, it works, right? You hit the shots that you need to hit. Okay. Oh, you're going to go hunting. Oh no, you're not. You're going to go hunting your Sombra.
Yeah.
Hey, don't do this. Don't do this. Like, if you have a good position, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna go help my Sombra. Go help my Sombra. Once she's out, she's gone. She's fine. Let her go. Like right now, let her go. Go back and contribute. Drop, jump up here. Go help. Right.
Right. We honestly like lose the fight, I think, because of me being gone.
That's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. You do force a nice little copy there. Nice. Nice little bit of healing there. Yeah, this is fine. So I think the majority of what we're seeing is a little bit more urgency on putting out that offensive pressure whenever you find downtime. Number one. And then number two, the slowest smooth, smoothest fast with your weapon play. And that's going to help you immensely with your play. Now, if I had to add one more thing, if I had to add one more thing, you know what? I was gonna say something about your cooldowns, but I think they've been good enough. Let's watch a little bit more here. You got time for a few more?
Yeah, I got
Okay.
all the time in the world.
All right. I would say maybe holding onto that ultimate too much, maybe. Fine. Good. There you go. Now get out there and use it. Do it right now. Yes! Well done. Nicely done. Nice. So now we full hold and we win, surely. Alright,
Oh no, you know what? I'm out of time. We should stop.
No. I've already let the next session go that we're running over. That's alright.
I felt after this game, although I haven't watched this replay yet, but I felt like I just miss every shot here and we lose.
Maybe we are out of time. Maybe we should stop, you know. Can't tell what's less of a favor to you.
No, it's okay. I can handle it.
Okay, alright.
It's like things are hectic. It's like overtime almost. I'm like, and I just get worse. I think that's like a pattern that I've realized here.
Well, the more times that you put yourself in the situation, the better you're going to get at it, right?
Sure.
So actively seeking out the opportunity to be the clutch guy to win the game is going to make you better at being the clutch guy to win the game. What did I say about Michael Jordan? He missed more game-winning shots than any player in NBA history, right? You know, so if you're gonna be the Michael Jordan, you got to miss a lot of game winners, right? So,
sure.
Yeah, your mechanics look terrible there. Your cooldown usage was fine. Your positioning was mostly fine. You set yourself up for victory, and you choked. Okay.
Yep.
Do it again. Actively pursue that opportunity to clutch off again. Don't run away from it, because that's how you're gonna get better at it. The theory of what you did was accurate. You just did it terribly. Try again. So with Baptiste, we went through a lot faster because it was a lot simpler. But what are the skills? What are the habits that you need to be building with Baptiste?
Man, I mean, I definitely need to work on those mechanics, and I think I can do that like just by being more intent, like yeah, slow is smooth, smooth is fast. You know, like if I'm trying to switch between healing and damage, like make sure that I'm doing both of them, even if it's like a little bit slower, like that I'm doing both of them effectively. Because otherwise, it's like, you know, it's actually much worse to do it to just miss all your shots fast. You know?
Right. Well, we're more concerned. We're not just concerned with like it's worse to miss them all. It's also bad practice. We want what's good practice for you. Okay.
Sure.
What else?
I need to. I mean, just use window. Like it's easy to get. You get it fast. It's you know, there's no point in saving it really for almost anything. You know.
Right.
I mean, I don't want to use it 1v5, but you know what I mean. Like, I don't need to try to get a huge window as much as I think I do.
Sure. Those are the big two for me, to be honest with you. I think everything else was mostly micro. Work at those. Do you have any questions?
No, I mean, I think this was really, I think this was really helpful. I really appreciate it.
Of course.
It's very simple, and it's like, I mean, this is why you ever ask for coaching or in anything, you know, the things are, the items to work on are, you know, especially now that we've talked about them, they seem sort of like silly and easy, like I should have already like known, but it's just, it's really helpful to kind of have them pointed out You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I think the simplest stuff is often the most profoundly important to work at, right? And the way that we've tried to phrase these things as well is not just get better at your nades, but what about your nades was wrong, right? What about your weapon play was bad? How do we fix the bad weapon play, you know?
Yeah.
And you just slow it down. We're trying to develop good practice habits and then let the rest take care of itself. The details you're going to figure out on your own. You don't need me for that. You need to figure out what you need to do to get to the point to where you can actually learn the details, right? Where you can actually get the micro figured out. Right now, we're missing the forest for the trees right now, and a lot of the important things are kind of going to the side. So it's develop good fundamentals. Everything else will come with time. Keep in touch. Let me know if you have any questions. You can message